Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unlocking the absolute ultimate blueprint for financial dominance in Los Santos. Look, if you play GTA Online solo and you've got serious ambitions of building a massive, sprawling criminal empire, you are exactly where you need to be. We're breaking down a highly efficient financial masterclass, and it's based on the absolute best solo money-making methodology for 2026. This explainer is going to completely overhaul how you operate in-game. We're talking about transforming you from a struggling street-level hustler into a highly calculated, incredibly wealthy CEO. You're going to make serious, undeniable money. And the best part? You can do it entirely by yourself, strictly on your own schedule.
Because seriously, aren't we all just a little tired of relying on randoms? We all know the absolute agony of setting up the perfect, silent stealth heist only for some random teammate to inevitably blow up the objective with a sticky bomb just because they got bored. It is incredibly frustrating, right? You waste your valuable time, objectives get dropped or completely botched, and to add insult to injury, you still have to split your hard-earned payout with unpredictable teammates who barely even contributed. It's a highly unreliable way to operate, and quite frankly, it's terrible for business. So this explainer is all about taking back your control and eliminating that unpredictability entirely.
Okay, let's quickly run through our syllabus today to see exactly how you'll establish your independence and build a lucrative solo empire. First up, the solo advantage. Second, keeping expenses low. Third, the money rotation. Fourth, leveraging passive income. And finally, the 5 rules for grinding.
All right, diving right into Section 1, the solo advantage. We really need to start by fundamentally changing our mindset here.
See, playing solo isn't some lonely fallback option, and it's definitely not a disadvantage. By treating solo grinding as a calculated operational strategy, you unlock a massive advantage. You control the entire run. Because you're flying solo, you have the ultimate luxury of taking your time. You don't have to rush objectives just to save a few arbitrary minutes, which, let's be real, almost always leads to costly mistakes. You can carefully choose to use armored or weaponized vehicles when it makes sense. You can intentionally avoid unnecessary firefights and just focus entirely on efficiency. There's no random teammate quitting halfway through, nobody can steal your objectives, and most importantly, at the end of the day, you don't have to split the take with anyone. You keep every single dollar.
Moving right along to Section 2. Keeping expenses low. This is where we build our foundation, starting with a crucial lesson in extreme frugality.
Before you can build that empire, you have to manage your cash flow aggressively. The absolute most crucial point you need to internalize is this: spend money only when it helps you make more money. This is exactly where so many players go wrong early on. You absolutely must stop buying unnecessary weapons, flashy supercars, or expensive cosmetic upgrades before you've actually secured a massive bankroll. If an item doesn't increase your earning potential, speed up your missions, or protect your assets, it's a liability, not an asset. Keep your expenses incredibly low at the start. Every dollar you save is a dollar you can put toward a business or a vehicle that will actively generate a return on your investment.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, the money rotation. Now we've reached the true operational core of our masterclass.
This is where we address the biggest mistake most players make in GTA Online, the one-and-done mission. Instead of waiting around, you need to build a continuous, productive rotation cycle. Look, most players will complete a high-paying activity, realize there's a cooldown timer before they can do it again, and just wander around the map wasting time. You are going to do something different. You execute your main money method. While that is on cooldown, you immediately pivot to a secondary activity that's also highly profitable for solo players. Then you check in on your business income. By the time you're done with all that, boom, the cooldown on your main method has reset. You just loop this over and over. It keeps your character constantly productive, meaning you are always earning.
Now let's step it up to the next tier of wealth building in Section 4, leveraging passive income. If your active rotation is the engine, passive income is the turbocharger. This is all about introducing the synergy of dual income streams to your gameplay. You have your active income, that's your hands-on grinding, those solo missions and rotations we literally just mapped out. But the real secret to massive wealth in this game, it's combining that with passive income. Those are your background businesses, generating stock while you're out in the world doing other things. You are not choosing between these two paths, you're stacking them. This is where your efficiency just skyrockets. You let your businesses manufacture goods and generate money in the background while you're actively outrunning your solo missions. Then, when the stock is full and highly profitable, you execute a solo sale. It's basically getting paid twice for the exact same amount of real-world time. How great is that?
To synthesize all of this strategy together, let's jump to Section 5 and lock in the definitive playbook for long-term wealth management in Los Santos.
Following these 5 hard rules is your guaranteed blueprint to success. Rule 1. Don't buy expensive items just because they're new. Stick to that frugality principle we talked about earlier. Rule 2. Avoid activities that require unreliable random players. Protect your time and your sanity for sure. Rule 3. Capitalize on cooldowns to do another profitable activity. Never stand still, always be in rotation. Rule 4. Exploit those weekly GTA Online bonuses. Seriously, when your preferred solo activity gets a payout boost, you double down on it. And Rule 5, which is arguably the most important of the bunch, reinvest your profits into assets that increase your future income. Don't just sit on a huge pile of cash, put it to work buying better businesses and highly efficient mission vehicles.
Because what's the end result of all this? Millions. Literally millions of dollars. If you apply this methodical, risk-averse approach, you are going to completely transform your financial situation. You really don't need a massive crew to become incredibly rich in this game. You just need patience, smart spending habits, and a repeatable rotation. This exact framework is how you turn a tiny, struggling starter account into a massive, multi-million-dollar empire that can easily fund anything and everything you could possibly ever want to buy.
It all comes down to this really simple philosophy. Don't grind harder, grind smarter. It's not about burning yourself out, it's about optimizing your time so the game actually works for you. So I want to leave you with a question to think about as you boot up your next session. Ultimately, what is your current favorite solo method to generate wealth, and exactly how are you going to optimize it using today's framework to finally